call paradise on Earth, a town rich with Hawaiian history, has been tragically reduced to ashes. As of this morning, some of the most horrific wildfires continue to tear through both western and southern regions of Maui. The death toll has now climbed to 80 people, making this blaze one of the deadliest ever in United States history. And sadly, officials expect that number to continue to rise. So far, the active Lahaina fire and a second fire in Kaanapali have burned down many of the town's historic landmarks. Right now, search and rescue efforts continue as an estimate of more than 1,000 people remain missing. NBC News correspondent Dana Griffin is there for us live in Maui. Dana, what is the latest on search and rescue efforts over there?
Katie, good morning. It's about 2 a.m. local time here in Maui. Right now, our rescue crews are probably sleeping, getting ready for first light to go back out. They've brought in cadaver dogs and search and rescue teams from Arizona and Nevada. They're doing a grid search so that they're going feet by feet to make sure they're not missing anyone who may be unaccounted for. We've heard several reports of people being found dead in the streets, in the water, in their cars, and even inside their homes. There's a desperate search for people who have been unaccounted for, these families who have been trying to reach their loved ones. So it is very tough for people who have not heard from loved ones for several days. Cell service is still compromised in that area. There are some people that have stayed behind, but most of those people have been able to get in touch with their relatives. But as you mentioned, Lahaina, the historic town, which may be known best for its tourism industry, but for the locals there, it's much more than that. There are several historical landmarks and artifacts that are now gone. And it's just a very devastating situation as that search and rescue will continue at first light. Katie?
Dana, we're looking at those images of devastation and destruction. We know that there are some survivors. So what do they need most right now, keeping in mind that that is an island and getting resources to them might be difficult?
Yeah, a lot of officials are asking people to not send things to the island because they are just going to be inundated with trying to take that stuff and process it. We were at an evacuation center for a couple of days, and even there they were saying we've got so much stuff. And there were even reports of people who were trying to help, going to Costco to buy up a bunch of things and dropping them off at the donation center. And they're saying, the best option is to leave that stuff there. Let the people who need them go get them themselves. They have enough stuff at most of these shelters. They still are taking non-perishable food items, toiletries, water. They are not accepting clothes at this time. They say the best way is really to find a reputable organization, donate cash so that they can put that money toward the resources that are greatly needed. Katie?
Dana, we know that Hurricane Dora was hitting a few hundreds of miles kind of south of where Lahaina is, but people are complaining that they had little or no warnings about the fires, and understandably, it moved incredibly quickly, especially because of the winds from Hurricane Dora. But what have you heard from the residents that you've spoken to there?
So I spoke to one woman who said that they had heard and seen the wind really picking up. It was very concerning, but a lot of people were told it's fine, things are okay. And then they decided to evacuate when they saw shingles from the roofs of homes and businesses blowing everywhere. And a lot of people I spoke to another couple, they didn't realize it was as bad until they started seeing the embers flying. They decided to just get away. We're told that a lot of people were running in the streets trying to warn people to evacuate. Maui does have a very robust warning system that usually sounds if there's some sort of hurricane threat or tsunami threat or any other threat. But a lot of those systems may have been compromised, according to the governor, because of the fires that were also burning in other areas. They are still trying to investigate what went wrong. But you're right, a lot of people said they did not hear a warning. They do have certain systems in place, but if you've got cell service gone, maybe those warnings did not get to people. So the governor's office says that the emergency management office will be investigating and trying to figure out what went wrong. If there were any balls dropped, they are going to try to take responsibility for that, Katie.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl here, MJ's Nia. Welcome to the channel. So yes, I wanted to talk about Maui fires, the fire that's going on over there in Hawaii. I hope you guys here. Yeah, it's called the Hawaii fire. Never mind. I was calling the Maui. Excuse me if I'm butchering the name. Maui wildfire, but it seems like this is a Hawaii fire. They said yesterday it was already 53 people had died, and it seems like 80 more have died, and they said that the numbers are going to get high, and this is very sad. And you heard that some people weren't even warned because of the wildfire. Now, I am going to talk about the climate here. This is something that I enjoy talking about, not in depth. I do not enjoy talking about depth, but the weather and why is it changing and what's going on with it. I talked about this already, like at the beginning of this year, about the brutal winter that happened. Remember, on the East Coast up to the north? Well, actually along the East Coast. But I wanted to talk about this heat and this wildfire as to what's going on. Why is this happening? Why is the climate changing? Well, why is we having all this crazy, weather? So let me share something with you. So back in June the 25th, a man and his stepson died after hiking in a Big Bend National Park in 119-degree heat. Says 2 people died Friday after hiking in extreme heat at Big Bend National Park in southwest Texas. The National Park Service says in a news release. Have y'all been hearing this lately? That people are dying. I heard several times that people are dying in the heat. We've been hearing this for years, but it's like they're telling you to be careful. At this time frame, they were telling people in Texas to be careful. And there was a situation with the water where they weren't giving out water at jobs or something like that to reserve the waters or something like that. It's crazy. So yeah, if you didn't know, we are dying. Houston workers protest new state law removing water break requirements. The protesters call House Bill 2127 the law that kills said it will leave those who labor outdoors at the mercy of their employers. So yeah, a lot of that was going on in Texas. And you might wondering, why am I talking about this? Weren't we talking about the Hawaii Hawaii wildfire that's going on? Yes, we are. We're gonna get to that. Now, I looked up, I said, what might cause, a wildfire? That's what I looked up. Well, according to CBSnews.com, most often, lightning strikes a tree, ignites a fire, but strong winds can also spark power lines that go onto that night. Wildfires when there is a dry bust or grass in the area, according to NOAA, which says wildfires can spread quickly in hot and dry and windy conditions. You get where I'm going at? See where I'm going at with the heat? So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, just like I was thinking about at the beginning of this year with the winter. It's weird how I talked about the winter at the beginning. Now I'm talking about the summer in the middle of the month, right? In the middle of the year. Climate change. That comes to mind. Let's discuss climate change. This is very important. This is why people are dying over there in Hawaii right now, right? Why is there people dying, during the summertime? Climate change. Summers are always hot, according to US Today. Here's how we know climate change is making summer 2023 hotter. Okay? So I'm going to play this for you. So why did I show you that video? That video talks about what this paragraph is talking about at the CBSnews.com. It says how fire starts. Wildfire. Strong winds can also spark power lines that go on to ignite wildfires when there is a dry bush or grass in the area. Okay? That's why I show you that. Now I'm gonna read briefly over this. It states, summers are always hot, but this summer is different in some profound ways. Record-breaking temperatures are hitting high in multiple cities. Phoenix recorded an unprecedented 19 consecutive days of 110 degrees. Death Valley reached 128 on Sunday. Records are falling everywhere. It's not your imagination. This is not a typical summer. The extreme temperatures being recorded this summer are the result of the combination of natural variations within the climate change system and human-caused climate change, with the hefty servant of El Nino thrown in. I hope I show that picture about the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook so you guys can see. You see Hawaii down there? Do you see that? These people who are in the above area, like myself, which I'm in Florida, we got to be careful out here. Okay? The forecast map for July the 24th to 28th shows above average temperature likely across most of the nation's climate prediction center. Like I stated, this is why I wanted to talk about, the wildfire that's going on in Hawaii. Look at that. And you see them right down there. What are the causes of climate change? So we have nitrous oxide. I hope I'm not butchering the names. Okay, here we go. So causes of climate change. Human activities have released large amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, which has changed the Earth's climate. Listen to that very closely. This plays a very huge part in our weather and what's going on around us with the weather, the temperature, etc. Climate change is certainly not a probability. A severe weather is becoming a part of everyday life. Global economic losses from natural disasters in the first half of 2023 are estimated to be 194 billion on a primarily basis, well above the 21st century average of 128 billion, while nearly half of this amount is attributed to the February earthquakes in Turkey and Syria. 24 of 25 catastrophe events in the first half of 2023, triggering $1 billion or more in economic losses, were weather related. This is 2023. We're not talking about 2024. We're talking about right now. As of right now, they are trying to figure out how to fight back climate change in the United States. This is the BSF. Discover how BSF is working towards a more suitable future in the United States and some of the most recent actions the company has taken to ensure it reaches net zero CO2 emissions by 2025. So this is something that they're trying to fix, right? And we're gonna break down the gases, okay? What is something that's going, and what fumes are going in the air that's causing this climate? So the first one is methane. Methane is one of them. Okay, here it is. I'm sorry, yeah. So as you can see here, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen, all of that. These are the reason that there's a huge climate change going. It tells you that right here. It says human activities currently release over 30 billion tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere every day. It's the same thing with the methane. Human activities increase methane concentration during most of the 20th century to more than 2.5 times pre-industrial level, from approximately 720 parts per billion in the 18th century and to 1,867 pp, which is per parts per billion in 2019. Same thing with the nitrous oxide. Carbon dioxide, methane, I know I'm butchering the name, nitrous oxide is the reason why we have climate change. I'm gonna put this article down here so you guys can read for yourself, okay? You think I'm lying. So I want to bring that out before I go any further. Now, going back to the methane. Methane is emitted from a variety of human influence, natural sources, landfills, oil and natural gas systems, agriculture activities, coal mining, stationary, mobile combustion, wastewater treatment, and certain industrial processes. That's the methane. Where is methane? And I had to think about it. I was like, methane, methane. What do you mean by human? Methane is in cigarettes. I'm gonna say it again. Methane is found in cigarettes. So is ammonia and other things too, like carbon dioxide. Staying with me? Okay, I'm on my Bill Nye the Science Side thing. Okay, this is gonna be Nia. This is gonna be MJ's Nia, science girl. Okay, we doing this. We're doing this. We're in this. Okay. I saw it says mobile combustion. You see, I highlighted it, right? That's another thing too. It says mobile combustion means emissions from the transportation of materials, productions, waste, employees resulting from the combustion of fuels and company own or control mobile combustion sources. There's more information down here about it. You know, it's a quick Google, and I love how it goes into what is stationary types of pollution: factories, refineries, boilers, and power plants. You know, this is what's going in the air, y'all. Then you got carbon dioxide. Kind of talked about this already. You know, doesn't carbon dioxide in the atmosphere come from natural sources? But yeah, something that's, and you see down here, it shows a freaking wildfire. Occurring wildfires and even bleaches from natural remnant animals, vented volcanoes. Yeah, there's some natural things too. But you see too that it's also coming from humans as well. Let me break it down for you. Let me read something for you guys, so y'all can be like, oh well, Nia, it's just the natural stuff too. Yes, I get that, but it's things that the humans are doing that's messing with them. So let me break it down for you. Since during all the ice age that have occurred over at least the past million years, these opposing branches of the carbon cycle have kept the atmospheric carbon dioxide level at below 300 parts per million today. Now today, that level is close to 410 ppm parts per million. Not only is the highest carbon dioxide has been during all of human civilization, it has reached these levels virtually continuously in geologic time frames. During the ice age cycles of the past, a change this large would likely have taken thousands of years to occur. Wonder why? Okay, this extremely rapid buildup of carbon dioxide is happening because humans are putting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere faster than natural sinks can remove it. By burning fossil fuels, we have essentially taken millions of years of carbon uptake by putting and returning it to the atmosphere in less than 300 years. It's not just cigarettes, it's anything that we're using right now. It's a lot of stuff that we're using that's going back up to the air. What is that? Nitrous oxide is a colorless gas that commonly used for sedation and pain relief, but it's also used by people to feel intoxicated or high. It's commonly used by dentists. Oh Lord, my words. These words are getting to me. Dentists and medical professionals to sedate patients undergoing minor medical procedures. Look, this is an Alcohol and Drug Foundation telling me this at .org. I mean, look, let's click on it. Think I'm lying? A quick Google will help you guys. Quick Google, just look it up. You know, I'm not making this up. This is not something that I'm making up. You know, these are the three main things that's causing climate changes. I can speak about this for hours. We can break it down more. It's more things, you know, like the gas. You know, I mentioned the gas earlier. Yeah, so here, when I was talking about the methane, you know, I mentioned the oil and the natural gas. You know, don't we use gas in cars? I can break it. We can go further and keep breaking down all the things that we're using that's going up in the air. Y'all don't think it's kind of funny how they are constantly keep going up to the moon? You know, they're also trying to give out, I don't know, I think I'm not mistaken, they were trying to take regular people like you and me up to the moon. I know that the people who had made, is it Ocean Gate? You know, with their little funny self, they're talking about taking people up there to Venus. If you dumb enough to get in there with them after that submarine incident, then yeah, you kind of deserve what you're gonna get when you get to Venus with those idiots and morons, which they're supposed to be the smartest people in the world. I'm not even get back into that, but that's a video that I already made. Go watch it of the submarine going down to see the Titanic. But yeah, this stuff plays hand in hand, back with the wildfire. Oh, before I go, because I know I'm about to wrap it up, but I also want to bring out that they really are pushing electric cars now. You can tell that they really are trying to replace gas cars, but there is an issue with doing this. Electric does take up more money and more resources as well. We're going to the same problem. But anyway, yeah, they are trying to replace the gas, which in the future they want everything electric. Which that, if you guys don't know, gas really does save people in the brutal, hard, cold winters. States like Kansas, where I used to live at, gas used to save us a lot of money. So if they take that away in the future, not right now, that's gonna be a big, huge problem for people financially. And then not only that, not everybody can afford a brand new car. I don't know if y'all know, like, car sales have went up. So it's gonna be very interesting in the future. Are we gonna be in Venus? Are we gonna be on Mars? Are we gonna be in the moon in the future? Like I stated earlier, it's just kind of weird how they really, really, really is pushing it. I don't know if you guys know, Mercedes actually have made a car for the moon. Why is Mercedes making cars for the moon? That's very interesting. I'm not putting anything in anybody's mind. I just want y'all to think on that. Okay, I just think it's a little weird how everything is being pushed to the robots, pushed to go into outer space. And y'all know they've been talking about them dang on aliens. Everybody got memes and jokes about the aliens. But yeah, I want to bring that out before I go. Yeah, either. At this time frame, yesterday it was 53 people have died, but it's 80. I understand where people were saying, oh, they didn't warn us. Oh, we were not warned. I really do feel sorry for the families over there. Keep them in your thoughts and prayer. And if you can send any money, send it over there to them. They deserve it. They deserve the money. They need our support. But when I hear people say we're not warned, yes, we are warned. We are warned every single day about how bad the climate is getting. This information is on Google. The reason why a lot of people are not paying attention to, the weather is because we're so wound up with what's going on with Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, and what's going on with these, the writers and actors strike. This stuff is kind of important, but this is not really going to bring harm to you. It's the weather. The weather is going to bring harm to us. It's okay to listen to other, celebrity gossip here and now and then. I like to listen to it myself as well. But this is more important to me. It's the weather. The natural life that's around us, the animals, the grass, the trees. I've talked about the ecosystem in the past. This is not my first time talking about it. This is a topic that really moves me, that really touches me, because we can something can happen, like a wildfire, and we all can be, can possibly die from it. And when I talk about the climate change, I notice that some people get a deaf ear when I talk about it. They don't care about it. But I believe they're saying that there's a hurricane there too, as well, that's going on. This is ridiculous. And I'm happy that some of the people got out of the homes and was warning other people about it. Because according to the news, they didn't hear it because of the wildlife, because of the fire. The fire probably burned down some poles where people couldn't hear the alarms or whatever the alarms are coming from. They probably burned it down. So it's just be on your alert, be ready, have your family prepared. Down here we're in Florida. We have to deal with the hurricanes. The hurricanes are getting worse. We have, when I was in Kansas, we had to deal with the tornadoes. So we will always prepare for something. Like wherever we were at, when I was in Kansas with the family, with my moms and my brothers, but we moved back to the East Coast. Except for my mom, she passed away. But I'm sorry, I'm getting, I'm getting a little talky. But going back to the main topic, we were always prepared. We always had a plan. Like if this happened, we made sure that wherever I was at, I was going to school. When I was going to school in Kansas, I made sure that what college? When I was in Kansas, wherever I was at, we had an evacuation plan at the college. So there were times when the tornado would come, it didn't hit, but we were still prepared. All of us went down to the basement. Same thing, my mom, when she was home with my brother and my pets, they went down to the basement. You gotta have some type of evacuation plan. What things do you need? A flashlight. We also we need to get a kit together. You know, flashlight, blanket. Wherever you live at, what things do you need in case of stuff like this happen? So we need to be prepared in the future. Really do, all of us. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts down below. What is your ideas? What is your plans? In case of emergencies. I would like to know down in the comment area. But as for now, I should see y'all later. Peace.
Over city trends, it don't matter where you got it from. I just wanna see you shake a little something. Bending over, back it up 2 times. Arch your back, don't forget to slide. Grab your neighbor by the hand, show them how you do your dance. It's called the sundress shuffle. Bend them knees and work those muscles. If you got it, then poke it out. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Just got paid, them edges laid. Your baby daddy ain't acting right. Throw on the dress, we going outside. Right to the right, to the left, to the left. It's time to hit the shuffle. Let me see just how you step to the right.